Almost 2 days after President Bolsonaro nominated Flavio, we saw the tremor. Most of the system, which was always together and mixed up, ended up having a desperate reaction. Yes, I'll tell you here that Flavio Bolsonaro is well behind Inácio and all. I love it. His name came out on Friday, but the prospects I'm seeing here, I'll show you, are the best possible. We've said this in several videos. The magnate they dreamed of to defeat Xandão has arrived. Several advisors to the President of the United States, Donald Trump, support President Bolsonaro's decision. Was it really that bad? I'm going to show everything here. Hit that like button, smash that like button, come on, come be part of our family here, guys. I'm stopping by here before starting several videos to talk about this product, Slim Fair. I lost 18 kilos, I might have lost even more. Now it's been a week and a half since I last weighed myself, and it's been less than 2 months, right? In 1 month I lost 10 kilos, and in almost 2 months, now it's already 18 kilos. We all have that habit sometimes. I always do. Sometimes there's leftover food from the kid, leftover food from the wife. You know, the wife's food is left, and you go there and finish it, right? I had already reached 105 kilos. 105 kilos. Here are some pictures from a few months ago, okay? And one of our followers here ended up recommending this product to me. I got in touch with the people, right? And I'm making it available here because I took it, right? It helped a lot, especially since we have to do all that planning to lose weight. And sometimes it's complicated, the rush of daily life. It helped me a lot. So if you need it, right? To lose a few pounds and have a better quality of life, there's nothing better than Islinfer. I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't know if you've seen it. But have you seen it? I haven't. You have, but I haven't. Zanato. Subtitles by Adriana Zanotto. Subtitles by Adriana Zanotto. Subtitles by Zanotto. Subtitles by Adriana 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 Zanotto. My friends. It's because he knows the political movement, and someone who wants to say it is. But it was like this. He had won in 2022. You remember what happened in 2022, right? We know. The man didn't campaign on equal footing. It was that whole situation. 2026 will be totally different. Why do I say that? Cassio and Andre aren't necessarily Bolsonaro supporters just because he appointed them. It's just that the same situations we saw back in 2022 won't happen in 2026. Where Alexandre de Moraes, as Superior Electoral Court President, did everything to stop President Bolsonaro's campaign. That's a fact. It's a fact. So it's going to be very, very different, starting with that. And another detail, my friends, the tendency is to build a gigantic strength. To Flavio's campaign, to President Flavio Bolsonaro's campaign, we could say, right? The guy over there is going to be really big. The booze pudding has absolutely nothing to offer Brazilian society. Makes sense, huh? We don't understand like they do, but I say this. Hey, why not bring back the past? So we can make the present and the future. You'll understand me. Trump in the United States election, same thing. He was considered the underdog, that he wouldn't win again and all that, and he went there and crushed it. Maybe it's time for us to go back to our roots, the ones that have always guided everything we believe in. Like, Fabiano Guigué taking the election campaign, spending as little as possible, more shoe leather and less public money, while Lula will be spending billions there. Billions. We could do things differently, just like President Bolsonaro did back in 2018, just like Michelle Bolsonaro showed us the way a few days ago. If we want to win, it will have to be the right way, the correct way, not making alliances with the worst people. Well, not everyone is saying that President Bolsonaro ruined everything. Let's see if he really did ruin everything. Because if we use as few resources as possible, more shoe leather. To show the humility that we all have. People who, for example, are not familiar with President Bolsonaro's family, they will start to stop and think. They'll say, hey, wait a minute. We know that among the Brazilian people there are a lot of people who are bought, sold, corrupted. That's a fact. My friends, those people won't change. They'll just vote for whoever offers them free stuff. That's a fact. Many times here, right? Some people in society avoid work and similar responsibilities, right? But I'm absolutely sure that they will be able to find a middle ground to make things happen. I can guarantee you it's going to be neck and neck with Michelle. When she starts getting involved in the campaign, a lot of things will happen. Come on, look at the facts here to show you. People are already posting, and that's it. And it's not just because we like it. Doesn't it actually sound nice to talk about the President of the Republic? Look here, they're gonna say that South America is practically taken over. By the right, it'll be in Chile, we already have Argentina, only Uruguay will be left. As I always say, it has no odor. Most of the countries, all right-wing. Look here at Flavio, and if you notice, Flavio even looks like a president. He's the oldest son of President Bolsonaro. And for those who talk, I want you to watch this video. It's moving. Guys, this boy, Carlos Bolsonaro, has always been kind of wronged. Of course, by the system. They did everything they could to try to attack him, to try to mock him, to try to humiliate him. Take a look at this 40-second video with me.
Jamão number 2, Jamão.
He's a boy, my friends, who has always, absolutely always been a part of President Bolsonaro's life. He's fought alongside him every time. If President Bolsonaro became president of the Republic, this boy here is the one responsible. He's the one responsible because he ran the whole campaign. He handled absolutely the whole machinery for President Bolsonaro. Arriving feels as dangerous as a pit bull. Now that I see it, I can't do it. The whole video has background music and there's still a problem with YouTube here. Look how interesting this is. Datafolha already started the survey, right? Of course, as soon as this came out, not immediately, but they saw it was out and already had the survey ready. It's impressive, isn't it? Bolsonaro still had the highest rejection among candidates after the 2018 attack. Datafolha here is showing the polls there. Datafolha with 100%. Lula had 48 in the first round and Bolsonaro 27. This was earlier, right? Polls show Flavio Bolsonaro trailing Lula by 15 points in the second round. Lula has already gone through the electoral process. And another thing, Datafolha is always right. And one more thing. His name was added on Friday, right? Here, look here, how cool Jason Miller is, who is nothing more, nothing less. The advisor to the President of the United States, Donald Trump, gave his full support to Flavio Bolsonaro. Trump's advisor approves Flavio Bolsonaro's candidacy. Jason Miller reacted positively on his ex-Twitter profile to the announcement of Senator Flavio Bolsonaro as a candidate for President of the Republic in 2026. The American liked the link to an international media article that reported on the political moves of the Brazilian congressman. With a thumbs up, Miller made his symbolic alignment with Flavio Bolsonaro's campaign explicit. The statement comes at a sensitive moment. Flavio got official approval from President Bolsonaro to represent the Liberal Party in the elections. The movement aims to keep the conservative core in leadership in next year's elections. Flavio stated that his father appointed him to continue the national project. The senator is 44 years old and only formalized his pre-candidacy through a message. The congressman's selection surprised allies and markets who had favored other right-wing candidates. Many times, the unlikely becomes likely. Yes, there's still a lot to happen, a lot of campaigning to do. I'm telling you, I will fight hard here to elect Flavio Bolsonaro as the president of our country. And everything can happen. Absolutely everything can happen. That little group gets desperate because they won't get the votes from the Bolsonaro supporters. No, they really won't. That wakes everyone up. Andrea starts stammering, and you almost feel sorry for the girl they put there.
Jair Bolsonaro mentions Flavio Bolsonaro as the main issue and says the complaint about Michele Bolsonaro is even less substantial. They want to unite the right around the name of Flavio Bolsonaro, which is the name that Ana, Otavio, Davi, Flavio, Daniel, Demetrio support within the center-right. There's no chance.
There's no chance, right? If he has no chance, why are you desperate? She should be smiling. She should be happy, like, oh, wait a minute. If he doesn't have any chance. Of course, this crying voice is edited in, but the words are real. The words are real. Not that he doesn't have a chance, that he doesn't have a chance. But if he doesn't have a chance, you guys should be celebrating. You should all be there saying, no, he doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have a chance. It's a shot in the dark from Bolsonaro and company. Bolsonaro has clearly shown he knows much more about politics than this group. And I say again, there's no point in bringing up 2022, because we know the nuances that President Bolsonaro faced now. That's real support. My friends from Jason Miller, for example, supporting the candidacy of Flavio Bolsonaro, whom the President of the United States also supports, as well as Trump's advisor. All that hope of canceling Magnitsky, of not having Magnitsky. Xandão leaves Magnitsky. Xandão's wife leaves Magnitsky. Yesterday, I was with a group of friends, and they were talking to me. Fabiano, for God's sake, and now what's going to happen and all that? I said, guys, it happened. Did you hear it from Trump's own mouth? Do you guys think they're going to use such an important device? The way they used it later to cancel PUM? No, they won't. They're trying to preach as if Lula were the best, I'm saying. Always. As if he were Trump's best friend. You're kidding. Trump even negotiates with the president of China, who is the biggest threat to the United States of America. Not economically, because the United States would have to stop for about 20 years, and China would have to grow for 20 years to get close, and the United States would have to stop. You want to know? So, it's obvious that if he even negotiates with he'd negotiate with Lula too. No surprise, given his reputation. This was widely publicized. Why did he remove the tariffs? They were going to be removed anyway. They made a mistake with this tariff issue. They shouldn't have lifted tariffs in Brazil. They should have applied sanctions against people who commit evil acts and atrocities. That was the way to go. This week was full of bad news for them. We should be talking here about this huge scandal involving Lula's son, who was just discovered receiving a monthly allowance of $300,000 in large amounts. If this whistleblower spilled the beans, there must be a lot more rotten things out there. First, the monthly allowance. Before that, there was that situation with Oi. Lula changed a law there precisely so the phone company could make partnerships with another company. That's where Lulinha's Game Corp comes in, over 100 million reais. Wait, so are you saying we're wrong? Bolsonaro, who lowered taxes, did everything he could to keep this country in a slightly more dignified situation for Brazilians. We know the expenses this country has, especially with all the obstacles. This guy is bad, and the other one, who has no fiscal responsibility at all, does all kinds of outrageous things. Corruption. Out of control, his son even fled Brazil to avoid being incriminated. No, this guy is the good, right, and correct one. Isn't that right, my friends? The fact is, this decision by President Bolsonaro left the system completely stunned. Those Faria Lima guys, they were already hoping that Bolsonaro would nominate Tarcísio. Tarcísio is going to be governor of São Paulo, not a candidate for president. To be president, you had to have the name Bolsonaro. You had to have the last name Bolsonaro. It's that simple. The rest is just whining from that crowd, and it doesn't matter. They're going to complain anyway. Now, a lot of other supporters will come, and I'm telling you, it's better to filter them out anyway. What's the point of having support from people who are absolutely worthless? Later, for example, Flavio is blackmailed by these people. If they don't want to support, then don't. We support the people because they're with President Bolsonaro, not the Centrão. If they won't support us, let them back Lula instead. He's doing well now, right? He's doing really well now. There's no more of that excuse about unity and all, about democracy. It's over because everyone saw the mess he made in the country, and that's a fact. Share this video on WhatsApp, Telegram, or Facebook and like it. Join our family by subscribing. A lot of news and information today on Domingo.